I tell my friends whenever we have meeting, I tell them, judge your enlightenment with this sentence. If there is any kind of expectation in you, it is not enlightenment. And if there is any desire left, then it is not enlightenment. An enlightened person has no desire. He has no personal plan. He becomes just a vehicle in the hand of existence. If existence wants, he can still work very hard. He don't have his private plan. He works according to the great plan of this existence, of the God or the cosmos. So I advise my friends, many friends who was going deeper in meditation, many times you will touch the level of no mind. There will be satori, there will be temporary samadhi. We call it Savikalpa Samadhi. In my camps also people experience that beautiful center of no mind, the beautiful space of no mind, sometime. But that's temporal. And many things that they have attained. So there's some samadhi is also two types. One is time-bound samadhi, which is not eternal samadhi. You will be samadhi for some time. There will be no desire, total bliss. But that's not a permanent stage. If you will fall back from that stage, you will fall back from that stage again and again. So that is called satori, or that is called Savikalpa Samadhi, or time-bound samadhi. When there is ultimately no personal desire left, and there is no expectation that people should know that I am enlightened, that people should respect me that I am enlightened. When all such desire has completely disappeared, and one becomes simple, ordinary, and there is no any kind of fear left or any kind of expectation, then that stage is permanent samadhi. That is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. There was a sannyasi, people who are old-timer who have been in Pune 1 or in Rajasthan. We may remember one name. His name was Swamendra, Swami Swamendra. He was a good therapist and very good meditator. So many times he used to experience that no mind or satori. When he was in the West conducting group therapies of running center for Bhagwan, he used to experience this, that as if he has become enlightened. The illusion. And then he used to come back to Pune to thank Bhagwan. Then Bhagwan, thank you, the final thing has happened. Then Bhagwan used to make him again unenlightened. Once he was very angry because he was respected in the West among his group that he is enlightened. He has a lot of followers who consider him that he is enlightened. And he was working as an enlightened teacher, master. But when he came to Pune, Bhagavan disapproved his enlightenment. And he said nothing has happened, it's just temporal stage. Then he became very angry. But he was in love with Bhagavan, so he wrote a note to Bhagavan that Bhagavan, I am so angry with you that I want to kill you. That's very beautiful lecture. You will find out somewhere in videos, audio also. But Swami has written this letter that Bhagavan, I am so angry with you, I just want to kill you. Bhagavan has given a beautiful answer. Bhagavan said that I also don't want to die in hospital bed. Someday one of my disciples is going to kill me. It has happened with many masters. He said that it will happen with me also, that some disciple will plot my killing. But that time has not come, Savendra. Wait for that time, he said. I also don't want to die into hospital bed and with oxygen mask. I don't want to die. I want that somebody should kill me, so that my death should be also utilized. My life has been utilized, my death should be also utilized. As Jesus' death has been of tremendous help. Today, 1/3 of the humanity is Christian because Jesus died on a cross. So when the time Bhagavan said that my sannyasi is still not mature and I have to give final touch to my work, so I have to live. So let me live for the moment, Somendra. When the time will come, some of my disciples will going to kill me, he has said in that lecture. But for the now, let me kill you, Somendra, Bhagavan said. Let me kill your ego. This is the time I should kill your ego. Ego is more dear to you than your life, so it is like killing you. So let me kill you first. It's a very beautiful lecture. The master has to kill the ego of disciple. So many times disciples are very angry with the master. And in that anger, because disciple expect things from master, recognition. Like Jesus was expecting miracle till the last moment. It is natural, it is human. Because there has been many miracles in his life. So he was expecting a final miracle. There is nothing wrong in it, it is human. But the last sentence which he said, that thy shall be done, not mine. That is real miracle. To drop the expectation, drop the personal desire is real miracle. Bhagavan has explained it so beautifully. Super consciousness. They speak from the same source. So, a real enlightened masters, sometimes I wonder, their statements are similar. They use the same words sometimes. I've read books of many enlightened masters, met few enlightened masters, and I'm surprised that they sometimes use the same words. So like about Jesus, I tell you, there was an enlightened master in Nepal, Shivpuri Baba. Regarding him, Bhagwan has talked. I have put many questions, and Bhagwan has talked in several lectures about Shivpuri Baba, that he was fully enlightened. He lived a very private life. He lived in Nepal for 137 years. He lived a very private life. He was living in forest for 90 years. He lived in forest, more than 90 years. He lived in forest. And Bhagwan has approved that in the last century there were only few people who were fully enlightened. There are a lot of masters are famous, but they were not enlightened. Also has approved only few people who were fully enlightened, like Raman Maharshi, Shivpuri Baba, Ramakrishna. Also has recognized only few people who were really fully enlightened. Shivpuri Baba has given this statement 50 years before Osho. The same statement I read in his book. I met his disciple. That Jesus became enlightened at the cross. When he said, the die shall be done, he became enlightened, fully enlightened. Before that he was self-realized. He became God-realized at the cross. Same sentence he has said, what Bhagwan has used. There has been so much similarity between his statements and Bhagwan's statements. I get surprised sometimes because they speak from the same source, the collective cosmic superconsciousness. So their statements are similar. They don't have their personal mind. They speak from the cosmic mind. So two enlightened people will have identical statements. Similarly, like Mahatma Gandhi is very much respected in India, a very holy person. Is most respected person in India, father of the nation. But both Shivpuri Baba and Osho both disapproved this. And 50 years before Osho, Shivpuri Baba said that he was a moral man, but not religious man. Mahatma Gandhi was a very moral person, but not a religious person. That created a lot of good. And similar statement I have found with Raman Maharshi. Same statement about Mahatma Gandhi. So that created a lot of controversy because Mahatma Gandhi is very respected. Is considered to be the God in India. But Raman Maharshi, Shivpuri Baba and Osho have read all these three masters and they have the same statement from Mahatma Gandhi. That Mahatma Gandhi will have to take one more path. He was a very disciplined person, very moral person, but not spiritual. So he will have to take one more life to become enlightened. And that will be his last life. That the three enlightened people have the same statement that next life of Mahatma Gandhi will be the last life. And he will not take any more life. And in that life, he will lead a spiritual life. Because the preparation is done. He was an honest person, very disciplined person, very honest person, very pure heart. But that is not enough to become enlightened. So master had a similar statement about Mahatma Gandhi. I was surprised to read their lines. That's why there is no difference between two fully enlightened person. But a lot of people whom we respect as a master, they are not enlightened. 99% people who come on TV as a guru or appear on the paper as a guru or who has written beautiful books, they are not enlightened people. They are learned people, knowledgeable people. Sometimes they are very good orator. But that does not make them enlightened. But that also Bhagavan has said that 99% people whom you consider enlightened are not really enlightened. Enlightenment is not that common thing that everybody will have been enlightened. He said even if there have been few enlightened people, they will raise the consciousness of the whole humanity. That's why Osho was looking for 200 people. He said that if I get 200 people who are ready to walk with me, ready to surrender their mind, and ready to become my vehicle, I will raise the level of consciousness of the entire universe. I will bring a new culture. Time and again he has said about these 200 people.